Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we take those long, boring corporate reports and turn them into something you can actually use. Today we're diving into a report that's as exciting as watching paint dry, if that paint was potentially on fire. We're looking at Phunware's latest quarterly report. Phunware, a company that tries to help businesses engage with mobile users, just released their financial health checkup for the first 3 months of this year, the big picture. Revenue is down, they're still losing money, but they're sitting on a mountain of cash. What does it all mean? Before we get started, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Join us and share your thoughts and insights on this and other reports. First, let's look at the numbers in the balance sheet. Their total assets are at $112 million. That sounds like a lot. But consider that about $109.7 million of that is in cash and cash equivalents. They're basically a bank with a side hustle. Now, for the less exciting side, total liabilities are $8.4 million. That means they owe about that much to various people and companies. Compare that to their cash, though, and you realize this is not much of a problem. Now, for the important part, the income statement, this is where we see how well the company is actually operating. Net revenues or total sales were $688,000. That's down from $921,000 during the same time last year. When sales go down, it means you're losing customers or aren't selling as much. This is bad news. But hey, it's not all bad, right? The cost of those revenues has gone down too. It went from $397,000 to $327,000. So you need less money to create the same product. The gross profit or revenue minus those costs is $359,000, still less than the $524,000 from last year. Warren Buffett once said that revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. Or they have a lot of cash, but it looks like the rest of it is not looking too hot. Sales and marketing is $896,000. These are the costs associated with trying to find more customers. Last year, this was only $443,000. That means they're spending way more to get way less. Not very effective if you ask me. General and administrative expenses also went up from $2.4 million. It seems like it's getting more expensive to just run this business. Research and development expenses went up as well from $484,000, so they're spending more on research and development to improve their products. The final result is a net loss of $3.7 million. This is a loss, but not as bad as it could be. Last year, the loss was $2.2 million, so again, things got worse. If you owned one share, you would have lost 18 cents. Last year, you lost 33 cents. They burned through $3 a year. To make up for that, they sold stock and got $80,000. That's how they continued to survive. Now, looking at some other details of this filing, there's more interesting stuff to talk about. Specifically, their listing with the Nasdaq. They had some troubles in 2023 with the stock price being too low, and they even faced potential delisting. They did a reverse stock split. This is where they take a bunch of old shares and turn them into one new share to increase the share price. They managed to get back in compliance with Nasdaq's rules. They also had a little trouble with their audit committee, which makes sure the company is being honest in its financial reporting. One of the members resigned, leaving them short. They eventually appointed a new member, so everything's back to normal now. Time to talk about lawsuits. They have a couple of legal battles going on. One is against their former lawyers, Wilson Sonsini Goodrich and Rosati. It's a dispute over fees, and it's been dragging on for a while. They paid the firm over $2 million. There's also another lawsuit, this one from some stockholders who claimed they were unfairly locked out from selling their shares. They reached a settlement with these stockholders, but the case is still ongoing. Basically, this is never good news and causes uncertainty. Let's dive a bit more into what's making them money or not. Most of their revenue comes from software subscriptions and services. This includes licensing their platform to other businesses, and it also includes providing development services. The rest of their money comes from advertising, which they call in-app advertising services. This is where they help other companies advertise to mobile users, which made up approximately 8% of their revenue during the 3 months ended March 31, 2025. They depend on one big customer. If they lost the customer, they would lose about 35% of their revenue. Never good to depend on one customer too much. They're also committed to a lease and are paying for rent. They owe almost $1 million in the future. They are authorized to issue 1 billion shares, and they have about 20 million shares outstanding. They pay their workers and executives with stocks. It totaled $86,000. They have 2 lines of business which they call segments. Here's the revenue that each business unit makes. Software subscriptions and services makes $635,000 and advertising makes $53,000. Their segments had operating losses. Accountants made new rules that might affect them in the future. This might affect how things are presented in the future. Alright, that's our breakdown of Phunware's latest filing. They've got cash, but their business is shrinking and they are not making a profit. This is all balanced by the possibility that their new AI might turn things around. Looking at these results more broadly, here's what I think key file their management are burning a lot of cash without much revenues. But they have a lot of cash still, so they've got plenty of time to turn things around. There is some potential for this company to become a relevant name due to its involvement with AI in the future, but you have to keep in mind that there is risk with that as well. I'll try to evaluate their price today. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.